Okay, good morning. We are going to do Top Cat this morning. Now, Top Cat is a cartoon from my childhood, and he is a very, very wise and cunning street cat who I believe lived in a bin. But he had a great gang of friends, and he was always looking ever so smart, just as in this picture. Okay, so there was a recent film of his, and there are still some cartoons around if you want to find out about him a bit more. Okay, so what we're going to do first is we're going to start by drawing his hat. Okay, so I'm just going to get paper, start drawing his hat. 1 second. We're not going to do it, we're going to follow the shape. So I'm just going to put him underneath here to help me guide me with what we've got to do, so that I can do it in pen so that you can see it clearly. Right, I'll just check that I'm recording. Yes, okay, so we're going to start. You come in about a hand and one hand either side, so that Top Cat is going to be down the middle, and you've got about a hand from the top of your sheet, which is portrait. Okay, and you're going to do 2 dots either side of the, which are about 3 fingers apart, that make his hat. Okay, and you're going to turn those dots into a little smile, drawing them by making a little smile, a curve. Now that you know where your position is, I'm going to bring the camera down a bit so that you can see it a bit more close up. When I mean position, I mean where within the page you're drawing your Top Cat, the size. Right. Okay. Okay, now we're actually going to go straight to drawing his face. So you come to this side of his hat and you just go in about just a bit less than a pinky finger, and you bring a line that comes down about the distance of 1 finger, or your index, your pinky finger, just as if you're going down the slide. And now we're going to do his lovely bits of sort of, this is indicating that he's a cat, his sort of lovely fur. And you just go, it's almost like doing 2 teeth or 2 dinosaur spikes, 1 in, out, or out, in, and another out, in, like that. 2 dinosaur spikes. Try and make the top one a bit bigger than the bottom one. I've made mine both the same size, but that's fine. Now you're going to go to the other side of his hat. You don't go in, you're going even a little bit more than on this side, as long as you didn't go in too far. And you do a shorter line down and a bit more to the side, so like this. So just, this one was almost a pinky, or was a pinky finger. This one isn't quite a pinky finger at all. And it goes a little bit more out this way, a bit more to the side. And then you're going to do your spikes again, 2. Out, in, 2 little spikes. Yeah, imagine you were doing dinosaur spikes or 2 really sharp teeth. And now you're going to join these 2 sides. Now, if your lines don't make that join easy, don't worry about the lines. Just the key thing is to make the shape of his face here. So make that line work for you and change your spikes if not. But you start on 1 spike and then it's the other one that you change a bit. So I'm going to come round, and it's like doing a big smile. And I join it up with my spike, a big smile. So I should have this shape now. Okay. Now we're going to do his neck. So you come to the middle of his head. Okay. Here's his neck, the middle of his head. And you're going to do on this side 1 short little line. I'm going to try and leave him here so that you can always see him, because you might not have him at home. There, that will help, hopefully. You might not have him able to see him. So you do 1 tiny little line on this side, and then you allow a bit less than a pinky finger. I've put, look, my pinky finger on its side is the width of his neck, and I do a slightly longer line with a slight curve I've given him. And now you're going to do a V around that. So you go down, you don't quite touch this side of the neck, And now you go up in a V. The key thing is that your starting point with that V shape is the same on both sides. Can you see it's level on both sides? It's the same point here. This point and this point here. Right, now you're going to do the side of his waistcoat, so it comes a little line that comes out to the side. Not as much as your pinky finger, again, a very small little line. And then you're going to follow the shape that you made with this V here, and you can fan it out just a little bit and make it a little bit longer, but you generally follow this shape. So you come down. Well, actually, before we worry about his arms, we're going to draw his waistcoat first, okay? You come to this side now, and we're going to draw this line down. Now, I've made it about 3 fingers down. So you bring it, give it a slight curve, ever such a slight curve, 3 fingers down. Okay? So this is this line here. Now you're going to come, when you've got it here, we're going to come to this side where you've got his arm. Still not going to do his arm, we're actually going to do the waistcoat because that helps us draw the arm. And you're going to do a zigzag. You're going to forget you're drawing a waistcoat or top hat, and you're just going to draw the zigzag shape that I'm asking you to do. So you go out almost to the same level where this point is, so down here. If you want, do a dot. So I've done a dot, it's the same point down here, and I come down. 1 zigzag. And then I do a second zigzag. Now I still have space, I've not gone down as far as the bottom of my waistcoat. Make sure you've not gone all that way down. And then this zigzag has a slight curve because it's actually going to be his hand. So it's not a proper zigzag, it's a little curve. Now I'm going to join these 2 points with a zigzag because it's actually the bottom of his waistcoat. So you come down a bit further than this point, down. You go up higher than this point, up and down. And there you're going to have his waistcoat. And we'll help you visualize that by drawing the 3 buttons. 1, 2, 3. And then if it helps, we're going to do the arm. So you come to this side of his waistcoat and you come down the slide it's about just over a finger and a bit, okay? Down the slide. And then, can you see it's a curve? It's not a sharp point, his elbow. It's a curve. And you're going to have a look where you want it to land on the waistcoat. It doesn't actually quite touch the waistcoat because you've got to turn around and make his fingers. So I want you to put your pinky finger at the bottom of his waistcoat so that you don't go all the way down. You come round in a curve and you go there. And don't quite touch the waistcoat. Okay, don't touch it. Now go to the middle where you did the elbow and come in just down at an angle and do another small